Lam Dong, Vietnam, November 2nd, 2025. A dam burst overnight in Lam Dong Province, Vietnam, killing one person and submerging hundreds of homes in mud and debris. Meanwhile, as a string of bridges were destroyed, tens of thousands of houses remain submerged in floodwaters across the central region. At least 40 people died, and many are still missing. On November 2nd, 2025, the heavy rain and floods in the Central Highlands and central Vietnam were still evolving seriously, causing major losses of life and property. What brought tears to millions of Vietnamese? A water reservoir in Lam Dong Province burst on the night of November 1st, killing a 13-year-old girl, and hundreds of homes were swept away or flooded deeply. At the same time, in many central provinces, heavy rain and flooding continued, resulting in 40 dead or missing. Authorities are rushing rescue efforts and supporting residents, while a new storm, Storm Number 13, internationally named Kalmegi, is forecast to enter the East Sea in a few days and will directly affect the central provinces of Vietnam. According to initial information, on the evening of November 1st, prolonged heavy rain in Tuy Phong Commune, Lam Dong Province caused a poultry farm reservoir on a hillside to burst. The reservoir held about 900,000 cubic meters of water, located on a mountainous area in Hamlet 2, Tuy Phong Commune. When the dike collapsed, the large volume of water rushed downstream into the residential area, sweeping away many assets and houses. Many residents had to move to higher ground to avoid the flood. Rescue forces were mobilized immediately and evacuated about 200 people to safe zones. However, a 13-year-old girl was swept away by the flood and died. During the night, the police, fire rescue, and rescue units of Lam Dong Province were fully mobilized. By the evening of November 2nd, authorities were still searching for one missing person swept away by the flood. The local government arranged evacuation of people from dangerous zones and began clearing up after the waters receded. According to the Lam Dong Provincial Authority, the persistent heavy rains across the province have inflicted heavy damage. As of the evening of November 2nd, 4 people have died, including 2 children. Nearly 4,000 houses have been deeply flooded. About 7,300 hectares of crops were damaged, and 20 landslide sites damaged bridges, drains, and roads. Many areas are isolated, and thousands of households have had to evacuate temporarily. Rescue forces, police, and army units have stood by round the clock, assisting residents in relocation and transporting food and essential supplies to cut-off areas. Provincial leaders said that the area continues to face widespread rainfall due to a tropical low-pressure band in the East Sea, increasing the risk of flooding in low-lying areas. Not only Lam Dong, but in the central region, prolonged heavy rain in recent days has raised the level of damage. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development of Vietnam, as of the evening of November 2nd, floods and rain in the central and central highlands have caused 40 people dead or missing and 60 injured. More than 16,500 houses were flooded. 91 houses collapsed or were swept away, along with thousands of hectares of crops and livestock severely affected. In Da Nang City, 78 houses collapsed entirely and 47 people were injured. In Thua Tien Hie province, flooding caused 14 deaths and nearly 6,000 houses were deeply flooded. The power system was also severely impacted, with over 438,000 customers without electricity. Many areas in Da Nang and Quang Ngai have yet to be fully restored. In Quang Ngai province, due to rising water in the Tra Bong River, the flood surge caused the Kae Sung Bridge in Bin Min commune to collapse, isolating more than 300 households, nearly 1,300 people. The 12-meter-long and 5-meter-wide bridge collapsed completely when its abutment gave way and fell into the canal. Local authorities have blocked both ends of the bridge to ensure safety, while planning the transport of food and essential supplies by boat and canoe to the isolated areas. Many residents reported the floodwaters rushed in so fast they had no time to stock food. Many areas more than 10 kilometers from the river banks were also heavily flooded. With rain and floods ongoing, the National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting on the morning of November 2nd announced that a new storm, internationally named Kalmaeji, has entered the Philippines area and is expected to move into the East Sea on November 5th, becoming Vietnam's storm number 13 this year. The storm forecast shows it could strengthen to Category 12 and directly affect the central and south-central provinces, focusing on the area from Da Nang to Quang Ngai during November 6th. According to Mai Van Kiem, director of the National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting, due to cold air interacting with the storm's circulation, the central region will have 2 consecutive heavy rain events. From November 1st to 4th, provinces Thua Tien Hue, Da Nang, and eastern Quang Ngai will see very heavy rain, typically 300 to 600 millimeter, and in some places over 800 millimeter. From November 6th to 9th, as storm number 13 approaches land, heavy rain may reoccur. Experts say, with increasingly frequent and extreme rainstorms, localities in Vietnam must tighten dam reservoir management, invest in early warning systems, and improve disaster response capacity at the grassroots level to reduce risk. By the afternoon of November 2nd, 2025, rain still showed no sign of stopping in many parts of the Central Highlands and central Vietnam. While residents struggled to recover from the flood aftermath, they prepared to face a new storm forecast to be stronger and more complicated. Authorities and rescue forces nationwide remain on high alert, aiming to ensure the safety of lives and property in the coming days.